Listen up. If you're working, crushing hours in your own business, and frankly feeling completely trapped, well, this explainer is your absolute wake-up call. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor, a staggering 20% of small businesses fail in their very first year. And let's be perfectly clear here. It is definitely not because the owners lack passion or, didn't grind hard enough. Fast forward to year 5. Yeah, nearly 50% of those businesses are just completely gone. And by year 10, only about 35% actually manage to survive. To understand exactly why these numbers are so brutal, let's look at Lisa. Lisa was this incredible soap maker, right? Her house always smelled like a relaxing spa. So she listened to her friends and turned her passion into a business. Okay, let's dive into this. Lisa opened a beautiful downtown shop, but literally just 6 months in, she was drowning in total chaos. She's handling rent, stressing over taxes, dealing with employee drama. She hadn't taken a single day off in weeks. And the tragic result? She actually started hating making soap. This right here is the exact trap Michael Gerber calls the E-myth, the false belief that just because you're passionate and skilled at a technical job, you'll naturally succeed at running a business doing that job. It's the ultimate false belief. It's thinking that if you're a fantastic baker, you should naturally open a bakery. Or if you're a brilliant bike mechanic, well, opening a bike shop should be a total no-brainer. But here's the reality check. Doing the technical work and actually building a business are two completely different jobs. Section 1. The 3 conflicting roles. Wearing too many hats. So let's look at what's actually happening in your head. The crucial point is you have 3 totally conflicting personalities inside your business. First, you have the entrepreneur. That's the dreamer, the one who stays up late, brainstorming the big picture future. Then you have the manager, the organizer who is desperately trying to track orders and clean up the dreamer's mess. And finally, the technician, the doer who just wants to bake the cupcakes, or in Lisa's case, make the soap. The massive problem here is that most of us start out purely as the technician. But when you become the boss, you don't magically drop the technician hat, do you? No, you just stack the manager and entrepreneur hats right on top of it. You end up juggling 3 completely different roles that are constantly fighting each other. And when you do this, you aren't building a business. You've really just built yourself a full-time job with unpaid overtime. Section 2. Phases of business growth. Evolving your company. Let's compare your business to raising a growing child. We start in infancy, where you are literally the business. You're working 14-hour days, doing every little task, changing every metaphorical diaper. Then you hire some help and enter adolescence. But things get highly complicated fast because you're still hovering and micromanaging absolutely everyone. Finally, you hit a critical wall. You either burn out entirely or you evolve into maturity by building reliable systems. Which brings us to a harsh but really vital question. Are you flipping burgers? Think about McDonald's for a second. They didn't build a billion-dollar empire because they had the best burgers in the world. They scaled because a 16-year-old with 0 cooking experience can walk in, push a button, and produce a Big Mac. They rely on systems, not superstar people. Section 3. Franchise thinking. Scale beyond yourself. You really need to start building your business as if you were going to franchise it to thousands of locations, even if you never, ever plan to open a second one. We absolutely have to call out this toxic rise and grind mentality right now. Working 18-hour days? It's a trap. Hustle is not a business strategy. And this brilliantly illustrates that true business maturity has absolutely nothing to do with how old your business is. It's entirely about how you run it. There's a great quote for this. If your business depends on you hustling nonstop to survive, you don't own a business, you own a job. Just imagine running a coffee shop, and the one barista who knows how everything works suddenly quits. If your whole operation crashes because one person leaves, that is not a business. That is a very dangerous dependency. The key here is replacing superstar dependencies with repeatable processes. Think of systems like recipes. A highly successful restaurant doesn't rely on the chef's mood or memory, right? They follow a strict, repeatable process that guarantees the exact same result every single time. So the pivotal question you must ask yourself every single day is, how can someone else do this without me? Section 4. How to build systems, a step-by-step guide. First off, you must stop being the superhero. You literally have to write down every single process, like you're teaching a friend a recipe. Don't just say, cook it. Document exactly how the oil should shimmer in the pan. Then test and refine that process until it is absolutely bulletproof. Set up templates, schedules, and checklists for everything. because your ultimate goal is to transition from being the star player running around the court to the coach standing on the sidelines watching the scoreboard.
Section 5. The 7-Step Blueprint. Level up your business.
Let's run through this. Stage 1, you set your entrepreneurial vision, which is basically like setting the GPS for your mission. Stage 2, organizing for success by mapping out your workflows and roles. Stage 3, building systems. This is where you craft your exact playbooks and recipes. Stage 4, staffing smart, where you assemble and truly empower an all-star team. Stage 5, marketing with meaning, to consistently attract the right customers. Stage 6, financial mastery, to track profits and keep score. And finally, Stage 7, continuous improvement. This is where you constantly tweak, innovate, and upgrade your gear so the business thrives without burning you out.
So, we've covered the crucial insights today. We exposed the E-Myth trap, dissected those 3 conflicting roles that are totally draining your energy, and mapped out the exact phases of growth needed to build a systemized, franchise-ready machine. So, I want to leave you with this one provocative question. What is your first step going to be? Stop grinding, start building, and take that step today.